You remember when you were little and your teacher, or maybe your parents, or somebody, a friend said, "You know what happened to me yesterday?" Or, "I've got a story to tell you." Or, "Once upon a time, there was." And something happens to us when somebody tells us a story. Our whole being relaxes into a kind of attention with permission to be carried away into the story. We know it's a story. It may be true, it may not be true. But in our mind, in our heart, in our imaginary world, we create the images that actually place us right in the middle of the story. Stories are the way we transmit information. Stories are the way that our ancestors transferred their knowledge, their culture, their behaviors, their rules for life to the next generation. Now, culture has changed a lot. Digital storytelling and movies and television are only the product of this century. They never existed before these 100 years. Before that, there were storytellers. There were bards that passed on the same story for a millennia, almost word for word exactly. And fathers told sons the stories of their youth, and mothers told daughters, and people sat around the fire and shared stories about the strength and the history of the tribe. Storytelling is alive and well today. It will never die. It is part of our DNA. We are story creatures. Your next exercise is to tell a story. And this story needs to be a true story. True to you, something that happened to you. And there's a basic formula for a story that I'm going to share with you right now. It has 3 basic parts. The story starts with, what was life like? How did you go about day to day? Now, stories are stories of transitions, stories of challenges, stories of hope, stories of happiness, stories of change. I want you to focus on sharing a story where something happened to you. You either did something, or the circumstances changed, or history changed, and you were affected by it. So what was life like before the incident? What was the incident, and how did it impact you? What did you feel? What changed in you? What about the people around you? What did they do? How did that affect you? And how did you integrate that event into your own reality so that you could continue to live, so that you could continue to carry on? Those are the 3 parts. Before the event, and after. And good storytelling shares your own personal feelings, fears, excitement, happiness, wonder, curiosity, all of those things. And again, for the purposes of our digital age, your story is no more than 3 minutes. Ready, steady, begin. When I was in 5th grade, every morning I got up and had breakfast with my brothers, and I would go on a bicycle with our whole family to the local school and go into the class and sit down, do my homework, play at recess, get teased by one of the girls. But that's not the purpose of this story, because today, on this day, our teacher suddenly looked very shocked, Nobody had seen our teacher look like this before. He was even the principal of the school. And he said, "Children, something's happened. I'll be right back." And he left the room. And all of us in that moment knew something was up. We had no idea what it was, but we knew it was big. And I remember us guessing, and somebody said, "Maybe there's a fire. Maybe somebody died. Maybe the president was killed." The principal came back and informed us that President John F. Kennedy had been shot. A chill went through all of us, and something told us that nothing would ever be the same. They told us that our parents are being called to pick us up and that the school would be closing shortly. Everything changed after that. We watched the television. We felt that the world was coming to an end. We had no idea how we would move on through this. We were shocked. But little by little, the news trickled in. Little by little, a new president was sworn in. Life returned to normal, but did it? Because we knew that day that the impossible could actually happen. In this little story that I shared with you right now, it had those three parts.